thing now is the Hunstein and Preferred Collection and Management case, as far as sending letters now. So we wanted to touch on that just a little bit, and just give us, if you can, just give us some background on that, and what the outcome was on that case.
Sure, sure. So just yesterday, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals came down with a decision in a case in which the debt collector was accused of engaging in an unauthorized third-party disclosure in violation of the rules of the FDCPA, which says that a debt collector may not speak with any person other than a specifically identified list of people about the debt. Debt collectors, the jargon here is third party disclosure. And the context of this case is that the debt collector was using a mail vendor, a letter vendor, to send letters to consumers. And this particular consumer accused the debt collector of sharing information about the debt with the letter vendor, who then took that information, populated a form letter, and sent it to the consumer. And some important holdings from this 11th Circuit Court of Appeals was that the court concluded that that was a communication under the statute, under that definition of communication. In fact, both the plaintiff and the defendant conceded that what the debt collector did was engaged in a communication with the letter vendor. But more importantly, the court found that that communication was, quote, in connection with the collection of a debt, end quote. And the significance of that is that if the debt collector engages in a communication in connection with the collection of a debt with a person who is not one of those specifically articulated permissible third parties, well, then the court found that the plaintiff stated a claim against that debt collector that could potentially become a violation of the law. And so that's a significant holding, because it has never before been believed by debt collectors for decades now that using a letter vendor to dispatch communications to a consumer could potentially violate the law. I know there are a great many debt collectors in the marketplace who do use vendors, not just letter vendors, but lots of other vendors that they share consumer information with. And this case potentially raises some questions about whether that is lawful.